You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show.
Who did this?
I'm gonna guess Steven. They all do this again.
Apparently it's the theme song
Are there lights?
to the show that doesn't even have a theme song.
I did a metal rocker once.
How'd that go?
Where do you think? Look at me now.
Look at you now.
Single.
Obviously it worked
Here.
out marvelous because you're looking good.
Wait,
Thanks, Tim.
do we always have lights this color in here?
Shine bright like a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? It's your boy DJ
Like a
Jesse
diamond.
J here in studio for The Vampire Diaries, Season 5, Episode 20, What Lies Beneath.
She's like so soft.
You guys, I love it in here today.
I'm joined by these fools over here, my lovely, beautiful co-hosts, Roxy Striar.
Hello. Happy to be here, but really sad because...
Really sad because our beautiful, lovely co-host, Meagan Medick, who we've only had for such a short time, and we've loved having you here, unfortunately, but for positive reasons, will no longer be joining us after today.
I can't believe we're already doing it. Like, I'm gonna cry. It's right at the beginning of the show.
I know, and we also don't usually accept people into our crew so easily. You know, it's usually like, you can't sit with us, but you can sit with us, and
Thanks, guys.
and now
Roxy,
you're not sitting
this
with
is your
us?
first
No,
season, so
it-
calm down.
Seriously,
That's true.
has been so fun.
Jesse throwing me the most shade.
Moving on. What really lies beneath? Just kidding.
Woo.
Love you guys.
Delana,
All right.
how are you gonna leave us? We're gonna kill each other when you leave us
I know.
alone.
I'm kind of scared. I'm
the
scared.
voice of reason.
Well, I'm scared for
got?
Tyler because we started the episode out with this damn girl on top of him.
Molested.
Right.
Maria.
Maria.
Maria the molester.
Maria the molester.
Yeah, but then we find out they're married, so she's not really a molester.
Still, like, it's still not his body. Like, what was she gonna do? Like F another D that's not her husband?
I mean, that's kind of the dream. Like,
Oh.
it's still your husband, but in Tyler's body. Like,
Tyler's body
yes,
is so
please.
good.
Yes, please.
That's a really lame cheat excuse. Like, babe, I thought you were in that person's body.
I'm gonna use that. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. So
Okay.
no, I really wouldn't.
But
I don't even have a boyfriend to do that to.
I know we're so all effed.
I'm really confused with this, like, the power of the werewolf situation, because then we see Tyler's turning into this werewolf. Maria goes running out to
He
get
did that
help.
on purpose, right?
Yeah, he turned on purpose.
He
to
turned
get
to
out.
get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so then we see he jumped out at them. None of them are hurt. Like, he just ran away. Like,
Oh,
you
I mean,
could have,
yes.
like, a one battle wound in someone. Like, you're a hybrid. You
Like,
could have just been like,
sick opening though. Like,
yeah.
Sick opening.
Yeah, that
Right
was
into the vampire?
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Yeah. I think that he just like wanted to get out, you know, and like spill what he had to say. I thought that he was gonna kill some people and
Me
like have a little fight, but I think that he just was like, I can't risk it. Like, I just gotta get out.
I don't even think any of those thoughts went through his mind. I just think he was like, bye. Like, he wasn't trying to wound it. He was just trying to get out
I'm
of
a
there.
werewolf
Yeah.
now, so I'm just gonna step on out.
Yeah. But, okay.
Thanks for the hospitality, guys.
Now that he has the power to decide when to turn, does he have the power to decide when to turn back?
Into a human?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just like, wolf, human. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then he should...
the little hybrid that could.
It's so funny because I always want to call him Little Wolf, but that's Haley's name. That's what Klaus calls Haley. So Tyler's not Little Wolf. He's the big bad wolf. But he's a
The
good
big bad wolf. The big bad wolf.
You taught me that.
The big bad wolf. I don't know who taught you that
You
one.
did. I think
What?
you taught me this thing.
All right. Well,
Yeah, that's way
for
too
another
cool for me.
song,
That's way
another
too cool for me.
show. We'll leave it on that one.
Sorry.
All right. So Damon, Stefan, and what's his name? Luke.
Yeah.
Are
Cool hand Luke.
Liz's brother. They're talking about this locator spell. Tyler comes running in, tells him about Marcos and the spell, about the witches. And
Why don't we
the
have Liz there?
travelers.
Why do we have Luke there?
Well,
She was
the
filming
last
something
time-
else.
The last time we saw Liv, she.
Live?
Don't worry,
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna.
did.
I wasn't
But
even
you
gonna correct you
should've.
guys. I was just gonna say
they
it
will at home.
and hope that you guys caught on. The last time we saw her, she was telling Bonnie basically to say goodbye. So, maybe she just needed a little time out to go back to her colony of witches, coven, and see.
The Pilgrim.
Yeah. And
I'm with
see,
you.
like, okay, here's what's happening, here's what's up. But
Okay.
But
I
Luke
mean-
didn't need to go with her. Like, is Luke more powerful, I'm wondering? Or he has different
No.
powers?
well, they probably are similar, but he just is more reserved.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a really ignorant question because I know that we know the answer, but I get confused with the witches world. So there's a voodoo witch and there's a nature witch or somebody who pulls from the earth, right? Those are the two kinds.
Yeah, like Bonnie's mom used to be.
And Liv and Luke are nature witches. So they get their powers from the earth and they are from the same coven and it's fine that he's a guy and she's a girl.
Yeah,
believe
I
you.
mean, we've established that there are many guy witches that we've seen.
Right, but-
and you guys at home were very, very good about telling us that there were tons of guys.
No,
witches.
absolutely that they're guy witches, but I'm saying that they're in the same coven and they both pull from the earth. It's not like one does one. It's not like in the same coven one can be a voodoo and one can be.
You can't have a voodoo
No.
in the
Okay.
same coven.
So they're
as-
both pulling all their energy
except
from
American
the earth.
Horror Story for that one season.
Oh right, with
But,
Precious.
Yes.
Okay, so they're both pulling from the earth, but she's gone, so he's protecting them at the doorstep tonight.
Yeah, he's
That's
using
his-
he's using
the
a
earth.
like the reverse locator spell to hide
Okay.
them.
Okay, got it.
So
With you.
All right. Then we go to this. They go
You're
to
right.
a cabin in the woods to hide. Get away from these travelers. And then we see this weird thing between Stefan and Elena. They're like trying to keep this secret, but they're being really obvious about being weird around each other.
Well, first of all, why the heck would they hide them together? Like, jackpot for the travelers. Like, they need both of their blood. Separate them and protect them.
Well, that's why
like,
I'm asking where Liv is, because wouldn't you think
one
Luke
to-
would
yeah,
take
yeah,
one and Liv would
to
take the other?
Yeah, so that's just ridiculous on their parts. But the camaraderie back and forth, like, I just don't even know what to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if, like, it excites me because I feel like I'm constantly mad at Elena. And I don't know, like, where she's coming from. And, like, where does she draw the line between, like, I'm just your friend, JK, I'm flirting with you because I'm Elena.
Well,
Like,
I have-
where's that line?
No, it's a really good question.
Elena.
And I want to ask
Elena.
you guys, obviously it's different for me, but I want to ask you guys as Stelena fans, do you kind of feel like Vampire Diaries is dicking with you? Like, do you feel like they're messing with you, always having them together like that?
Yeah, just like I feel like Delana fans felt that they were being dicked around with at the beginning too. You know,
I don't feel like that because I feel like Delana is going to end up together. Do you guys still feel like Stelena is going to end up together?
yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, then
but
never mind.
think
I just thought that
I think
everybody
there's
was-
gonna have to be like some serious changes because right now, to be completely honest, like I'm still in an endgame for sure. But right now, I feel like if Stefan would get together with her, I'd be like, bro, you're better than that.
Right.
Like she has been like she totally dicks with him and
I thought everybody was on the same page
Wait.
that Delana
Oh, we're
was going
not?
to end up.
End
No,
up?
I thought
we
that
never.
Endgame?
No, I did not that you wanted that, but that
We-
you thought that was going to happen because to me it's so clear. So it's
How is it so
confusing.
clear? We are. I'm
wonder
not. I
what
don't
else
think
is clear to
Vampire
you.
Diaries is ending. I don't think it's ending next season.
no.
I just because of where we are, I do not. Unless she ends up with nobody, there is in my mind zero possible way that she could end up with Stefan. So I'm not even saying necessarily that she ends up with Damon, but there's no way she could end up with Stefan. So I feel like they're just messing with you guys. Because I don't think that there's any way they could
See,
end
I
up
just.
together.
I don't know. I just feel like in my mind the love is so epic that. All this stuff happening is tests to really test. And yeah, okay, maybe Marcos wants to say the doppelganger thing isn't really true. But in the end, I don't know. I just feel like their love is going to be the true love that outlasts all of the myths, all of that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well,
I do.
Well, it's healthy. It's normal. And Stefan has never done anything like to hurt Elena. Like, he's totally stayed face and stayed cool, while Damon has not. He's like, I mean, when you have to choose in your real life, if you had to choose between the perfect guy who has never hurt you and has always loved you and been so kind to all of your
choose
friends,
Damon
or
10
the
out of 10
guy who
times.
like
and
humps.
are you in a relationship?
No. Okay, well, I don't really know why you threw me that shade.
No, meaning like
no,
because I go for the Damons too.
No,
but
I'm
at
not
the end
saying-
of the day,
yeah,
is,
I'm not in a
I'm not
relationship
saying
either.
I'm not saying that I would right now, as who I am, go for the Damon. I'm saying I would rather end up with somebody like Damon than somebody like Stefan.
but
Somebody
why?
that I made into a better person, that I felt like because here's the thing, in my opinion, do you care?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
do you
yeah.
want to just make fun of me for
I'm
being
not.
single?
I'm just drinking my wine.
I'm just kidding. I
I'm
love
single
you. I know
too.
you are. I love you. Okay, Damon. In my opinion, Stefan could fall in love with many different people, and he's such an amazing guy that there isn't necessarily the one for him, because he could end up with a lot of different types and still be an amazing guy. Damon has a person out there for him, I believe, and I think that it's Elena. So I would rather be somebody's person who makes them better.
So Stefan doesn't have a person out there that he's going to be in love with?
No, I'm not saying he's not going to be in love with a person. I'm saying he has many people he could be in love with.
Which I think at this point he deserves.
Yeah, he absolutely does deserve to find that. I just think that I would rather be with somebody that I felt like I was the one for, as opposed to a one for.
See, I'm looking at the picture.
You sunk my battleship.
When I think
A1.
Stelena and Delena, I feel like right now with Stelena, what we're getting is almost like it's a bigger version of what we got with Delena. With Delena, we wanted, Damon to prove us wrong and change for Elena.
Right.
But in the end, the bigger story to me in my Stelena freakazoid mind, that's what's happening with Stelena. Stefan and Elena have been hurt by each other so bad that now they're just weird, and it's weird, and Stefan has to learn to not care as much. And, but still care about Elena. And Elena needs to learn to not depend and always go to her. And I feel like Damon is teaching Elena that, and other people are teaching Stefan that, and it will eventually lead back to, you know what, this works.
You think they're just people on their paths to being together. So is it more difficult for you guys then, if you do believe Stelena is going to end up together, to have Caroline thrown into
Well,
this
that's
mix
my
right
question
now?
for you guys. With Caroline tonight, I'm confused with the writers as far as what they're doing with Caroline.
Yeah.
Did you guys take it as Caroline is head over heels for Stefan and, wants something there? Or did you take it more like Alexi approach, like, I'm your friend, I didn't sleep with you, why aren't
Definitely
you
the
trusting
former.
me?
No,
You
yeah,
thought it
totally.
was-
I think that
Yeah.
Stefan is taking the Lexi approach with her, and she's taking the I like this guy now, so I'm gonna like interject myself into him and Elena's conversation. I'm gonna interject myself into this. I'm gonna get drunk and I'm gonna act out a little bit, and I'm gonna like get at Elena.
See,
like she likes, if like girls when they get drunk, they're gonna act out if they see something that they don't like. So she started getting a little drunk, and that's why she acted out. Trust me, I did it this weekend. Boom. Like, blow my brains
Baby
out.
been there.
Oh, like, sorry, I'm sad. No,
Too
just
many
kidding.
times. I know.
Like, they're going to see, if they see, like, that's why she said something, and she brought it up and was so confident about it. Like, if she had a Lexi approach with Stefan, she would have just been like, okay, like that's cool. Like, they maybe.
Because I almost was wondering if she felt like she was mad at Elena, like, stop hurting him.
I know what you're
in
saying.
that sense of it. That at
Yeah.
first.
I think that's part of it too. And I agree with half of what you're saying completely, but the half that I don't agree with was I think that Stefan's having feelings for Caroline too. Instead of taking the Lexi approach with her, I'm starting to see him having legitimate feelings for her. And honestly, I know that you guys are very anti it, and as much as you guys love Stelena, I love Caroline. Like Caroline's my.
we love that too.
I like them better than I even liked Elena. Like, Caroline's my favorite couple to come out of this show, so it's very hard for me to see Caroline with somebody else. But I thought that I would hate Caroline and Stefan, but I didn't tonight. I was almost like, ooh, I could see this going somewhere, and it was a really weird thing, and still Caroline for life, but I don't know, I kind of felt the vibes. And, you know, people who end up giving that wedding speech and they're like, how lucky am I to marry my best friend? Like, I could see that. I could see it from them. And I was like, ooh, I had no idea we were going here. I thought I would hate it, but I don't right now. So I guess I'm just along for the ride.
I wasn't, you know, the one, actually, Stefan is the reason that made me feel like, oh, maybe they are going to go in the romance direction. For when Stefan to say to her, there was that moment where he was talking to Caroline, he realized, oh, she's affected by this. How do I make her happy? And he said, what did he say?
The things that I tell you that I don't tell Elena.
That part, and then also, you know, and in reality, I just didn't want you to look at me differently, like in a negative light. When he said that, then I was like, oh, God,
Heard
Julie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's not go there.
That was my moment for him, and my moment for her was when Elena was like, what was that? And she's like, I don't know. You know, I think she's really going through something, like sitting there being like, uh-oh, like, swallow this. What am I doing?
I mean, you've been in so many bad relationships. It's like then when you finally see this guy who's doing all these nice things, you know, I'm sure she is getting cloudy, and I hope it gets to the point where Stefan says, I know why you're doing this, and you have to really think about it. You're getting close to me, you're getting attached to me, but it's a friendship. We can't do that.
Do you think that's going to happen, or that's what you want?
I want that. Like, honestly, like, just for friendship-wise, like, I just don't... I'm a person that, like, if my friend had, like, a serious situation with somebody, I don't care if that is the love of my... That has been tainted.
Yeah.
And it would have to take my friend to be like, no, I want you guys together.
Yeah.
You guys are perfect for... It would have to take that. And I don't see Elena coming out with the damn...
Elena wants her cake and she wants to eat it too, for sure. And I don't think that she'll support that ever. When, you know, she really doesn't have the right...
Well, I think she would support, pretend to
but
support.
also, Caroline also dated Matt. Let's not forget. She dated Matt, and Elena dated him too. So.
And she was having sex with Damon forever.
That's true.
Ew.
So, I don't know. I just think that even if Elena gave permission and was like, oh, girl, it's fine, go ahead. Secretly in her head, she'd be like,
I just think that
Caroline
is kind of...
for Bonnie, like...
I definitely saw jealousy written all over Caroline's face. The second I saw her in this episode, like, I just saw jealousy all over her. But I also think that she's getting to a point where she's like, why Elena? Why always Elena one step ahead of me? You know, I think that she's becoming that, like...
You think this is more about Elena than Stefan?
No. I think that it's a part of it. I think that this is about Stefan, but it's transitioning into... Because her first question was, never have I ever kissed a Salvatore brother, like, today. Like, so I think that she's just becoming like, so why did Matt choose Elena first? Why did Damon have to, like, why did Stefan have to choose Elena? And now Damon wants something, like, now I'm just sitting here pretty, and I've been with all these people, and I want now Stefan, but he still wants Elena. I think that she's just kind of getting jealous of Elena.
I think
that's interesting. I see that, though.
I think that definitely it can be part of it, but I think that if that was the full thing, she would be with Tyler. So, you know, because...
Why? She wants to one-up Elena now.
No, because Tyler... No, I'm saying...
She can't be with Tyler now, though.
No, what I'm saying is that Tyler and Klaus, the two people that she seriously were with, neither one turned to Elena. So I don't feel like that's the full thing, because her two most recent guys that she's had sex with are people who never looked at Elena.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
but I think that in the moment now, where now she's gaining these feelings for Stefan, and Stefan and Elena are supposed to be away from each other, and we saw Caroline and Stefan sleeping in the car together.
No, absolutely.
And, you know, she's starting, it's like that, it's like I feel like it's a crush, and it's more so on her side, and Stefan just thinks it's so cute and wants to pamper it and all that. And I think that's dangerous for Caroline, because I think she's an emotionally weak person when it comes to relationships.
Also, not to generalize,
boys,
but not to generalize, but growing up, I don't know if this happened to you, but my dad used to always be like, every guy you're friends with is going to want to sleep with you. That's the way men are. If you have a penis, they want to sleep with you. So I feel like Stefan might not necessarily take it as seriously as Caroline does. If Caroline was to have sex with Stefan, it would be over. Like, she would be like, this is it. This is who I'm spending, wedding, you know. Yeah. And he would be like, whoa, like, you know. So
Pump the brakes. Yeah. I also humped Lexi like, on a whim.
Yeah, exactly. It just
friends with benefits. I thought we were going that route.
Men just think differently. I think Stefan cares enough about Caroline that he it's a little more serious to him, but still, it's always going to be different for men than it is for women, in my opinion. So I'm nervous about how. I'm nervous Caroline will get hurt. Every time Caroline's in a relationship, I'm nervous she'll get hurt. At least Vampire Caroline's a little stronger than human Caroline, because human Caroline had no backbone. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't know, though. There's something about this relationship that I don't hate. And no, I don't want them to be endgame, but in terms of each other's journeys, I don't know if it's necessarily such a bad thing right now.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on, Enzo. Enzo is up in the house.
Yeah, he's here for sure.
In the house.
And we kind of see this, it's a back-to-back scenes. We see Bonnie and Grams. And Grams comes to Bonnie and says, hello, you know you about to die, girl. You need to tell Jeremy the damn truth.
I wish we could get like,
Boom, knocks over a lamp.
yeah. Well, first of all, crazy that they can touch things now, but I wish we could get somebody to sit down sometimes and translate the show for us, because what does it mean that the other side is crumbling and Bonnie's gonna die? Like, so is the other side just gonna disappear? She's like,
Yeah.
everybody's getting sucked out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it sucked up into where the rejects go, who can't even get to the other side, like Catherine Pierce.
Limbo.
right, but
Purgatory.
I'm not understanding why Bonnie's gonna die. Half of her
Because
is
her,
in the
her
other side.
sole existence is to be the anchor that keeps the other side down. So if the other side isn't
Half of
going to
her.
exist, then she has no purpose.
She
and
gets
that's
sucked in with the other side. Whatever, half of her, I mean, if half of her gets sucked, the other half just sitting there like...
I just, to me, it's so not certain what's going to happen that how could she be so certain if the other side disappears, she'll go with it?
I mean, it don't matter. If someone says there's going to be an earthquake tomorrow, bitch, please believe I'm going to be in my damn basement prepared.
No, absolutely. You're going to say goodbyes and whatnot, but everybody's like very positive what's going to happen. I'm just not so positive.
Wait, who's positive?
Grams and Liv and Bonnie.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. I don't think anyone's positive of it. I think Grams is like, honey, you need to come to terms with you're going to die.
Right, they're positive.
How's that positive? Positive
No,
to
no,
me
no.
would be
They're
like,
not
let's
positive.
find a way
No,
to,
you're
you know.
misunderstanding positive, like
positive,
certain,
yeah.
not
They're
positive.
positive
okay.
she's going to die.
I'm like, hello,
Yeah.
we're talking about killing a character.
No, positive as in they're like at 100% about
Oh, yeah.
it, which is confusing to me because I'm so not 100% sure about what's going to happen. I feel like everybody should be saying, this might happen, so either find a way to fix it, or in case it does, say goodbye. But everybody's like, you're going to die.
I'm interested in this because this is mirroring the originals, the spin-off, the originals.
Are you in originals? Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm a huge originals fan. I'm a little bit behind.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
so let's
sorry.
catch you up. On the originals,
But
they
not
brought
spoil.
right, this week they brought up the other side
Yeah.
and that it's crumbling. And so they have witches working on it. And they acknowledge that they called Bonnie.
They're like, we
and-
talked to Mystic Falls,
Yeah.
but also the way that it's affecting them over there is very different. If you guys remember from this show, there were the originals on this show, and their father, Michael, who we also saw on the show. Now he is the person, like how we see Grams, they're all seeing Michael.
They're saying Michael.
So it's interesting.
But Michael hasn't learned how to come
fully there, he only
into
comes
there.
in
He can bring
dreams.
them. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
So it's different how it is affecting them. So I'm curious if we're going to see a crossover of that on this show. Are we going to get some sort of dreams or whatever? But we know that he was able to touch them. So I wasn't so surprised to see that tonight. But what's the next step after that? Being able to see somebody?
I would think so. Or being able
Smell
to
them out.
Also,
sniff those
go.
bad boys.
Are supposed
yeah.
to smell like sulfur, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I mean, that's what I've heard.
I'm also curious now that we know that Catherine was sucked and Julie was like, goodbye, Catherine, we probably won't see you again. We saw Vicky get sucked. Does that mean when we have all these flashbacks on the 100th episode like we had and we see a Lark and we see all these people, does that mean we're never seeing Vicky again? Like, once you're sucked, are you sucked?
I would assume
Or
if
can
you're
you
sucked,
be
you're
like
sucked.
blown back?
I would assume there's
I don't
no
know.
blowing. I think it's sucked.
If you're sucked, you're sucked.
If you suck, you suck.
Yeah, like Vicky, why are we bringing her? What purpose would
Yeah.
we have to bring Vicky back onto the show?
Yeah.
Why is
Alaric, it's
Graham-
like,
Why is Graham so mad then? Is she trying to stay where she is so she wants a cure to be found, or she's just mad at Bonnie for teasing Jeremy?
I think she's just mad at Bonnie for not telling Jeremy the truth. I think that she's just trying to say, Bonnie, here's what's going on. You need to tell this boy because he cares about you, and that's not cool. I think she's just being a grandma.
False hope only protects you.
Yeah,
And
that was
it
a
will
good
hurt
line.
him.
Graham scared me tonight, man.
I've always loved Grams, but tonight she did come off a little like, oh my God, that other side doing a lot to you over there. It's a little rough over there, huh?
Yeah.
She's living that single life, we know.
It's,
Makes
the
us
other
act
side
out.
is
Are you
rough.
telling me I'm single? Graham says the same thing.
All these demons on the other side, every time someone sees someone on the other side, there's only one person there. I always think that that's interesting.
Wait, say
Like,
it
you
one more
never
time?
see, like, multiple
Multiple.
people on the other side.
Well, actually, I felt like that was kind of answered in tonight's episode when, only a little bit, when we find out that Elena is being smothered by Enzo or drowned by Enzo. And Damon says, why would you be seeing a ghost? Why would a ghost be talking to you? I feel like they have to contact you. So Graham's had to contact Bonnie. And Enzo had to contact Elena.
Okay.
So I think that there could be other things there, but they have to actively contact you.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's the case, but
I think they just appear.
Yeah.
Because why? Because Enzo could see like all of them together. He could see Caroline, Stefan, and Damon all together when they were all chatting. Like he could see
No,
them.
he
He
can see all of
knows.
them, but
He
I'm saying-
knows all of them.
yeah, but I'm saying he has to contact them for them to get it back because if
Okay.
you think about any of the times with Grams and she's talking, or if you think about all of the weird Jeremy girls that he's seen, they come to him. Like, I just think that they
Yeah.
have to actively.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
So
also, if I was dead in a ghost, I'd be in Italy somewhere. Like, peace.
the
come back and visit.
ghost Enzo is sitting in the room and kind of like waiting for them to figure out what the plot is going to be and what he's really trying to do. And I really liked when someone, Stefan said to Elena, I mean, at the end of the day, she's like, what are you hoping that this is going to do? And he said, I mean, he's forgotten about Enzo before.
Yeah.
And that moment when Enzo just kind of was like, damn, I didn't think of that. Like, he did forget
Yeah.
about me. He didn't want vengeance on me. I don't know, it was kind of an interesting moment, as well as when Stefan told Damon, and he said, why did you lie to me? And he said, because I thought you would hate me.
Yeah.
And Damon's look at him was like, what did you think that look was?
I think that it was cool the way Damon reacted because he was like, I would have done the same thing. But I don't know. I just think he was like, you should know me better than that. Like, I've done worse things. And
I think it was kind of like oh shit. Yeah, we're brothers, brotherly love. Like, okay, like I kind of get it. Like, you didn't want to hurt me, and then like situation happened. But I don't know. Honestly, the whole fact that this whole Augustine thing happened and no one ever said a word, and then like it just came up, and Damon was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I was in captivity, and now my friend, this guy Enzo." It just is like, what? Like, yeah, of course he forgot about you before. Like, it's insane.
I'm
insane.
just curious.
The whole plotline is insane.
Is dead Enzo's humanity switch off too?
It looks so. It appears so.
But then he lets Damon live because he says he can bring him back. So maybe it's not. Or do you even have a humanity switch?
I don't think it is because switched off because when he was waiting for Caroline, when Caroline went outside and she felt that moment, and then she walked through and he
dramatic.
was like,
So funny.
I thought that would be
I thought
better
that
than
would feel better. That was so funny.
I know. I don't know. I wonder if the situations were reversed because we always think the worst about Damon, that he's going to spiral out and all that. And I wonder if the situations are reversed, like Damon killing Lexi. Stefan, we all think he handles situations so well. Stefan handles things worse sometimes.
So you think he'll react out?
Yeah, well, because Stefan has such a heart about so many things. Damon cares about such a small amount of things that there are more things that could hurt Stefan. And Damon's always letting Stefan down because 90% of the things Damon does are kind of shitty to Stefan, But this...
Team Elena over there, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see Stefan purposely acting out on his own accord.
No, I didn't
When
say
we've-
purposely. I'm just
like-
saying he is more sensitive. He more
Oh,
moves him.
Yeah, he's definitely more sensitive, and that's why we were all surprised last week when he decided to keep this secret. Like, that's not his character. That's not who he is.
And as Damon says tonight, that's something I would do.
Yeah,
But I would have
Yeah.
done it months ago.
Yeah.
Which is why Damon gets it and doesn't act out. And usually Damon would throw a fit and try to make a big scene of it, but he doesn't. And I thought that was so cool, especially when we get to the Elena moment later.
Yeah, well, I think he keeps this cool, but only because he knows that he has to go on some kind of mission to save it, to follow up the end of the deal where he did save him and Stefan's ass. Like he has to do something now.
Well, I think it was more about the end scene with him and Elena, where he said, I did this as much as I wanted to rip people, break things and all this. I did this because I knew that's what you would expect me to do, and I didn't want to do that to prove that to you.
Maybe after 500 years, he's growing up. I know we're not quite there yet, but I turned to Jesse. I was like, seriously? When after Enzo spares their lives and then Stefan's in the room and Damon walks in and Stefan's like, well, you really fooled him, didn't you? It's like, he's probably still there. What are you doing, Stefan? Like, why would you say that out loud? You know Enzo was there. Just sometimes.
I don't know, you
Man.
gotta watch your back. You never know who's looking in Mystic Falls.
Is that where they are? They're in some cabin somewhere.
Yeah, off the coast.
Same thing.
Same place.
Elena,
Maybe they're at AFTERBUZZ.
when she was attacked in the bathroom, that was kind of
Is this the other side?
sketchy situation. It reminded me of the movie. That's why they titled this "What Lies Beneath." Have you ever seen the movie
yeah,
"What
of
Lies
course.
Beneath"?
Yeah, of course. But also her legs were flailing like crazy because she looked ridiculous.
Yeah, she did.
So hot in the bath. Like,
Yeah.
looked so pretty hanging there, but the
then-
second she went under, like,
Also, did you guys think it was interesting that she called Damon's name? Why? Did she just know he was in the next room, or?
I just think it's kind of like she used to always call out for Stefan because that was her man, and now it's Damon. And
She just called out, and she said it pretty quietly. He came running,
Damon.
and so we find out that was used as a distraction.
Because he wants to kill them all
Yeah.
together.
So once Damon is, off saving Elena, which Enzo knew would happen, he takes that moment to run away. Luke's unprotected, snatch Luke and go and stash him in the shed.
And Luke is gone.
Luke.
Marcos all of a sudden finds them because the spell has been broken. And then we get this conversation between Caroline and Elena. Where Caroline is upset with Elena for lying to her about it. And we get that situation of, does Caroline love Stefan? How do you guys feel about Caroline? I feel like Caroline had merit to go to Elena and be like, you lied to me. Like, I'm your best friend. Versus her going to Stefan and being like, why couldn't you tell me over Elena? Like, I know why Stefan would tell Elena over you. I don't know why Elena wouldn't
Wouldn't
tell
you.
Caroline.
Yeah.
That I don't.
Because it wasn't her thing to tell.
Yeah, it wasn't her thing to tell, and there had been no chance for her to tell in a safe place.
That's-
I think that Caroline is mad at Elena for another underlying reason, and
Yeah.
she
Of
was
course.
using that to save her ass because she didn't want to admit why. When Elena's like, "What are you mad about?" She said that because that justifies her being upset when that's not the real reason.
Megan, you're
She
right on the
hasn't-
nose.
She wants that vampire D.
Yeah, it's like it's not her business to tell. She didn't lie to her. She just didn't tell her yet.
You're
like
absolutely
she admitted
right.
the truth. Caroline only said, "I'm mad because you lied to me. I'm your best friend." Like she was jealous that Stefan knew and she didn't, and that Stefan confided in her, and she used that as an excuse to save her ass.
Absolutely. But as right as I think you are, I also think Caroline knows that. Caroline is very
100%.
self-aware, and
She knows.
She, this isn't something that she doesn't. She right now, as I said, she's going through something, and she, when something happens and you are mad at somebody, and they literally could sit there and bite their nail, and you'd be like pissed at them for it. Like they could do whatever it is, could not affect you at all, and you would be mad. Bottom line is, this was not Elena's secret to tell, and she didn't even have a chance to tell. So, of course, it's not that. So, we have to think reasonably, what else could it be? And the only thing is Stefan.
I like Stefan. I'm jealous of the camaraderie you two were having. That should have been me.
Right.
And why does every guy like you and not me?
Yeah.
Moving on, we see that the brothers find Luke chained up in the barn, which gets put on fire by Enzo. Sorry, I just got all freaked out. I just felt like things moved in here.
There's a ghost in here.
I just got
Do you
freaked
smell
myself out
sulfur?
from vampire. I smell a little bit of sulfur. I'm alone.
There might be a ghost.
You started
If
looking,
the lights
so I
start
started
freaking
looking.
out, I really swore that curtain moved over there. I'm freaking myself. This show freaked me out.
When
Excuse me.
season 1, I was scared and I had to watch it during the daytime.
At least,
I couldn't sleep at night.
okay, at least nobody's eyeballs bled during this episode.
But I also get scared of like Pretty Little Liars. So like,
you do.
What would
oh my
you do
God,
if I had
I'm a scaredy cat.
If I could make my eyeballs bleed?
Well, why would you
Cry.
do that?
I would cry hysterically.
And then we couldn't be friends.
That'd be a really good prank to do to you.
And that would
guys.
suck because we couldn't be friends, you know?
All right.
Back in the game.
So the
Talk about being
Enzo.
single forever. If
know.
you can make your eyeballs bleed.
bleeding eyeballs.
I wasn't
We
trying.
have enough bleeding
can't.
problems.
What?
I
No,
don't-
I'm
I didn't
saying
want to.
that's something that would make somebody single forever if their eyeballs would bleed. You shouldn't do that.
Let's count our lucky stars.
Actually, maybe somebody's into that. That could be some
Roxy,
cool.
I can't with you right now. Let's continue this. All
Why
right.
can't he
So
with me?
Enzo lights the barn on fire. He stabs Stefan and Damon. Damon tells Stefan, "Save
Wait.
Luke, run out."
Yeah.
Why
Girl, this is a
do?
conversation for after.
No, I'm not. What?
Sorry,
I
I
was
thought you
gonna
were
say,
going back to the
why
blood.
why do teenage girls travel in odd numbers? Because they just can't even. Sorry.
That's actually really
That's a
good.
good one, right?
Teenage girls are also really scary to me.
Was that
I
a conversation
swear
for
they bully
after,
me.
Jesse?
That was a conversation.
Okay, first of all, that was
Just can't even.
the most unselfish thing that Damon's done, and I
Ever?
couldn't believe that Stefan was like, even like, oh, like what do I do? What do I do? Like, and then he went. I was like, I thought for sure Stefan would stay and try to help save Damon, but I honestly think that Damon thinks I can help Enzo. I can change his mind. Like, just let me talk to him. Let me talk some sense into him, and I can handle it. And you know he did. So props to him. And when he's been saying that this whole time, I didn't believe it because I mean I said last week I didn't think their friendship was that strong or that
Right.
big of a bond until he died, and then Damon
we
went
never
on
heard
this
about it.
whole thing.
Well, were you mad at Stefan for leaving Damon, or did you think that was?
Yeah, I thought it was. I just was kind of like, well, you can't like not get him.
But maybe he was just so confident in his brother's ability to convince Enzo, or do you think that he thought that there was
No.
a chance if he left he would die?
I don't
No.
think he's confident in Damon's abilities of a lot of things. Or
But
he
I
wouldn't
think-
have
Nor
kept the
should he
secret
be.
from him.
In that moment, it was Luke is innocent in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, Damon looked at Stefan and was like, because what's Stefan going to do? Punch a ghost? How's he really going to help Damon? And then if he helps Damon, then the innocent person had died. So for that moment, Damon was being the hero by being selfless. Stefan had to, continue out the heroic move, left with the boy, and then Stefan and Enzo
right.
create this
Which
deal.
is exactly, Jesse, which is why this other side thing is so dangerous because, like you're saying, what's he gonna do? Punch a ghost? The fact that these people can touch them and they can't react or see them back is so scary and
Terrifying.
dangerous. I don't know if the next step is them both being able to interact, but if it isn't, I mean, how do you fight something you can't see or feel?
Yeah, and it's different because when the veil came down and all these people did come back.
Is that
they
Oh yeah.
with Silas and everything when the
Yeah.
veil came down, they could see them. Like they were infiltrating the town, and you could see them and they were attacking. But this is just like sneak attack.
Right.
off-
Right. So what's the difference then with Silas coming back versus Marco coming back? Why is is he that much stronger that it's now crumbling?
Well, because the whole thing was created for Marcos.
And so now him coming back.
Him coming out of it, now it takes that element out of the spell.
So if we somehow get him back in it,
I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
so how come just us having this 38-minute conversation, we've decided that's what we have to do in order to keep it up, but they haven't even thought of that?
Well, we definitely
you think
need
they
to
are
get
thinking
Marcos
about
on
that?
back on the other side, but.
It's just about finding out how, and at this
How?
point, it's not even about that. It's not about playing offensively. It's about being defensive because these travelers, I mean, they just show up, and you like, paralyzed and stuck. Like,
Yeah, but at least you can
can't
see
do
them.
nothing. Like, girl, I need some Aleve or something all the time.
Yeah, but you can see them, but you don't know. Like, if you're just an innocent human walking down the street, I'm sure all those bodies that we saw down there, all those bodies that we saw in the caves, they are inside Mystic Fall residence. They didn't see like a random coming up and just being like, oh, blah blah blah, I'm in your body. You know?
Well, no,
Like,
not even that. But like when Elena was outside, just outside, you know what I mean? And she couldn't even sense that they were there. They were doing the spell from so far back, and I think it's because it's the number of people. And not only that, but it was Marco, so I wonder if that was even stronger.
Yeah, he's
They
powerful.
affected her from pretty far away.
Wait, can you guys remind me though? So now that we have this concoction of the doppelganger blood, well, actually, they don't have enough of it. They need more. But with that concoction, they're gonna all take it and be able to live somewhere. Mm-hmm.
That's
So
what they
that's what
want.
they're trying to get them for.
Yeah, they want to be able to settle somewhere as a community.
And do they have to kill them or just do what I remember we talked about last week? How when Klaus was draining Elena, are they just going to drain these people over and over?
I think it becomes that kind of a thing where they have to drain them,
And then mix
let them
it.
live, and then drain them, and just kind of keep them going as a resource. So, I mean, I guess on that note, let's talk about predictions because we were left off at a lot of different places.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I feel like the doppelganger sword. You know how we see Tyler having all these flashes and those weird things? I feel like the doppelganger sword isn't actually burnt. I feel like it's not something that could have burned to dust. So I think that Tyler is going to be able to flash back to where it is, and they're going to be able to go find the doppelganger sword, and there will still be at least part of it or enough of it that they can use it to kill.
Am I bugging? What
not
was the knife?
It gets
that's
the
what I mean.
travelers out of the body.
The bodies.
But that's what was burnt.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I definitely don't think that's gone anywhere.
Yeah, because they throw it in the fire, and now we just saw that Tyler had a flashback of it, so I think he's going to be able to figure out where it is, and they're going to be able to go find it, even if it is ashes or something. I think they'll be able to use
a witch
that.
will be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the white oak stake.
Yeah.
Though there's only one left,
There's
there's-
no way to kill an original. Oh wait, there's this one tree.
That we happen to make into the board.
Yeah, that we have to
The
make it-
sign.
Yeah.
Right. I'm scared for Tyler right now. I'm scared for him for a couple reasons. Number one, because we've played with him before, putting him from Vampire Diaries to Originals, not really having a spot for him. Number two, he's having these weird flashes. Number three, he has somebody living inside of him. What do you guys think about Tyler's future on the show?
And number 4, that they're burning the other body
The bot, yeah.
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
What do you guys, I mean,
Honestly, now that he has a traveler permanently inside of his body, I think that
But they got rid of it out of Elena's.
that's true. But they
Elena
had
has
the
to be on
body.
the show.
They had Catherine's body.
That's true.
I don't know. I think that he's still going to hold strong. I think that he's, going to do something to help them. Even though Julian's taking over his body, maybe he will be strong and push out. But honestly, I think that Matt's going to save the day.
Yeah, tonight we saw a little different type of side.
I think that, and Matt has stepped up before, but he's also digressed a little. But when he was stabbing, that was hot, and he was looking pretty confident. And I think that Matt's going to do something and save the day and bring his buddy Tyler back. And
I agree with
that's,
that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think that that's a very good prediction, but I'm really sick of Matt not having somebody. Like, I feel like he's earned his spot on the show. I want maybe Liv, whoever. Like, I want somebody to come in and sweep him off his feet. I want everybody to appreciate him.
Matt and
like,
Liv would be really cute.
maybe something like that.
I just need that to happen so she
so
gets
let's
away
stop
from
with
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Solve
I
some
know.
Problems. I will take Matt or Stefan. So you guys, I'm not even.
So if we
joking.
put you on the show, then you will solve all of our problems.
Yeah. Actually, that's why I have to go.
But let me ask you, if you're on the show, are you going to continue to be a Stelena, or are you going to be a Meagan? Oh, Stefan, Meagan.
Yeah, well,
it would just be Meagan.
if I'm on the show,
Stegan.
I'm definitely
Stegan.
going in. I'm definitely going in to say, "Sorry, Elena, you snooze, you'll lose." Stefan's
Right.
mine.
And if you did that, she'd be like, "Wait, no."
But Stefan, remember that one time we joked about that one thing, and it was Enzo, and then we were at the trunk, and we got wood.
I have oil on my
Shut up, Elena.
And when I was actually Catherine, and you were like pumping my gas, and then we kissed in the motel.
Yeah.
When I put that red streak in my hair.
badass. I kind of thought about doing that after she did that.
Oh God, where do we think it was going to happen with Bonnie?
She might.
She's not gonna.
I don't think.
Maybe.
Do we think this is Bonnie's final season?
No, I think that they're just messing with us.
Again?
I know. I know. I don't know.
Okay, and my last question, as a Delena fan, the kiss at the end, how did you feel? Because I felt like, here we go again with another Elena running into Damon kiss, and it was just like...
I didn't feel like this opened up a can of worms because I don't think we're going to see them together next episode like that. I think, as he said, I needed it. So I had a really bad day and I needed it.
But
and I think that's what
him.
it was.
That's also him toying with her because he can't say no, get away. Oh wait, just kidding. One more kiss and now I have to go handle some business. That is teasing. That's teasing.
I don't know. Maybe she likes that kind of teasing.
Well, Vampire Diaries, we
like
love the way you tease us. Make sure you guys at home.
That was such a good transition.
Hey, make sure you guys at home hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
And you can find me on Instagram at Meagan Medick or on Twitter at the Bow Wow Gal. And thank you guys for being so nice and welcoming to me.
Oh my God, you guys have to show her love through social media so we can keep her alive in our studio.
I'll keep tweeting.
And you can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
Until next week, same time, same place. Make sure you guys tweet at Meagan Medick and get her. I'm sorry, at the Bow Wow Gal.
Yeah, same thing. You'll find me.
And wish her all the best of luck. And we thank you guys for watching us. Till next week, same time, same place. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.